It's 2024, it's the most important time of the year for watches, and we are in Geneva, in Watches and Wonders. I know that not all of you have been able to make it to Switzerland to see the new watches, so I decided to take you through every single booth and show you the best watches, in my opinion. Let's go. So we are starting with Rolex, obviously, and I wanted to show you firsthand the new Rolex GMT monochrome. We were all expecting for the Pepsi to be discontinued. It's still there, and they released a monochrome GMT, which I think is much nicer in person than in pictures. Obviously, this year is all about the GMT. We are inside the Rolex booth right now, and as you can see, there's a full wall of the current collection of the GMT. You can see here that we have the Pepsi in stainless steel, which hasn't been discontinued, as I said earlier. Just next to it, the white gold version with a slight blue dial. Next to it, we tried it on yesterday. You will be able to see it in a video coming soon. The full gold GMT Master 2 in yellow gold with a Jubilee bracelet. Absolutely stunning. The monochrome tone, which has been brought this year to the stainless steel version. Following the infamous left-handed GMT with a black and green bezel. Obviously on a Jubilee bracelet and oyster bracelet. A very nice clock of the GMT Pepsi, something very nice possibly for the office. And obviously the GMT Master 2 in black and blue, the Batman like they call it. So on a Jubilee bracelet and oyster as well. And to finish the current collection of Rolex GMTs, the root beer, the stainless steel and rose gold GMT on oyster bracelet. Absolutely stunning, one of my favorite current GMTs. So once you're done in the exhibition booth from Rolex with the current collection, they also installed, come with me, they also installed a time zone where you can actually see the entire history of the GMT collection. And so you can see in this little section that's like a movie theater, the entire history of the GMT with the very first bezels up to some crazy GMTs, full set diamonds. Let's have a look. Now we are outside the booth of Rolex after seeing all the GMT exhibition. Let me just show you my favorite watches. We can start with the Rolex 1908 in platinum with an icy blue dial. Absolutely fabulous, and I actually placed an order for it. In the Daytona range, a lot of people don't like it, but I personally like it. In person, it looks very nice. It's the Daytona with a mother of pearl in black and in white, with the inversed subdials. Absolutely beautiful in my opinion. Not really for me, but there is definitely a market for really high-end Daytona collector. And now, obviously, what everybody has been talking about, a watch that nobody is really waiting for, but it's somehow here. It's the Deep Sea in gold with a blue dial, yellow gold. It's absolutely flashy. I think this is going to replace the Yachtmaster in gold from the Miami client that like big gold and flashy watches. Absolutely not for me. I don't think this was necessary at all, but somehow it's here. So we just finished the presentation of the Rolex booth and showing you all the novelties that I think are worth it. I personally think that this year is kind of a miss for Rolex, one of the least interesting releases of the last few years. The deep sea in yellow gold, absolutely not necessary, not something anybody would necessarily wear on a daily basis. It's not really something I like. I personally really like the 1908 in platinum with the icy blue dial, absolutely stunning. The finishing on the dial is absolutely stunning. I love the GMT monochrome. When I first saw the pictures, I was like, not so interesting. I prefer the Pepsi much better, but actually this is very subtle. I love it on the Jubilee. And the day date as well, with a cloudy dial, absolutely stunning. Now that we're done with Rolex, I invite you to go to Patek Philippe, which is just across, so let's go. There's an incredible ellipse that is back in stock, as well as some crazy aquanauts with denim straps, which is coming back in trend, and a fantastic annual calendar, the reference 5396. Let's go. All right, right now we are heading into the Carre des Horlogers, which is a place where all the independent watchmakers are represented in Watches and Wonders. There are some very interesting brands I want to see, like Philippe, Czapek, Moser, and other brands like Gronefeld as well. So let's go. So we just finished the Carre des Horlogers. In my opinion, we've seen a few brands that were very interesting. Ferdinand Berthoud with the Chronomètre FB was absolutely fantastic. A great piece. You should really check it out. We had the Gronefeld Principia with the Salmon dial. It's of course an iconic timepiece, and I really love the GPHG winner of 2022, the 1941 chronograph. From Czapek, we saw the Antarctic Green Meteorite, a brand new piece, limited to 100 pieces, absolutely stunning at 40.5 millimeter with a fully integrated bracelet. You can also get it when you order with a rubber strap, which is really nice, and they gave us a really nice loop as well. So thank you very much, Czapek. Trilob, which is a brand that I've been on my scope for a few years. I was able to see it for the first time and really loved the Secret watch. And Moser, of course, you'll see in another video that's coming out a little bit later. But we got to try on a few pieces last night in Geneva. You'll see it in the video on display. But I fell in love with the perpetual calendar with a stunning blue hammered dial. And the Streamliner that they just released at 40 millimeter, which is a full skeleton watch, is absolutely stunning. Let's go. Right now, as you can see, we are in front of Tudor, one of my favorite brands that actually listened to their customer this year. They came out with a fantastic GMT in 39 millimeter, a black and burgundy, absolutely gorgeous. We're also gonna see a Black Bay 41 millimeter in a monochrome tone with the different variants of bracelet and a full gold black bay. Let's go. This wraps up day one of Watches and Wonders. Just to recap a little bit what we saw today, Rolex, Patek Philippe. We went to the Carre des Horlogers and saw what was, in my opinion, the best watch brands of the independents represented in Watches and Wonders. And we saw actually Tudor. My favorite timepieces that we saw today, definitely the 1908 in platinum with the icy blue dial. That's a checklist for the collection. The GMT monochrome with the black and gray bezel, much better in live than in pictures, and it got a lot of bashing online. Of course, people love to do that, but I think it's a phenomenal, subtle GMT realization. In Patek Philippe, I love the denim straps on the Aquanauts that were brought back. Tudor really killed it with the new GMT 39 with the black and burgundy bezel. And in the Carre des Horlogers, I absolutely fell in love with the Moser perpetual calendar with a fantastic blue dial. The bank account is really gonna suffer for this, but it's absolute killer piece. It's actually just past 6 o'clock. The salon is closing at 7, so we're just gonna wind down with a glass of wine and relax. As of tomorrow, we'll see fantastic brands and amazing watches. We'll go to IWC, Lange, Jaeger, Cartier, and another few surprises. So I'll see you for day 2. It's day 2 of Watches and Wonders. We are in Geneva. It's a beautiful day today. It's Saturday and the first public day of the fair as well. So I expect a little bit more people than yesterday. I will do my best to show you all the rest of the brands that we haven't been able to cover for day 1. We have still big names, like I said yesterday, IWC, Lange, and a few big surprises as well. I also want to take the time in the video to show you what it is like to walk and be there in Watches and Wonders. Apart of the really cool watches that we can see, there are a lot of things and the atmosphere that I want to try to capture, because I know that a lot of you guys that are watching these videos were not able to make it. So I'm going to try to make my best footage possible for you to show you what it is really like to be in Geneva in Watches and Wonders. Let's go. As soon as you come in the Palais Expo, so the exhibition center, it's like literally like an airport. You need to line up, drop all your things and go through this little gate here, and then you will be in Watches and Wonders. Once you come in, the security, you're officially in Watches and Wonders. The cool thing here, you have a few things. There is an app for Watches and Wonders, which is actually quite useful because the exhibition is really big. And so with the app, you can just tell, you can actually say where you are in the exhibition or in front of which brand and where you want to go to, and it actually gives you the closest path. So the app is really worth it. Then you have a few things like the auditorium of press conferences, product presentation, which is quite cool. The lab where I'm going to show you is actually anything that's linked to the watch industry, but not necessarily watches, and a few things where that's something actually new, where the brands have actually some hands-on experiences with product. It's a very limited spot, so hard to get in, but if you're lucky, you are able to actually see the products in hand. Let's keep going. Here is the lab, as I was saying earlier. You can find anything that's related to the watch industry, but no watches really. You can find some jewelry. There's also a really cool chef with some good food to try. This year's focus is really on the customer relationship after the purchase of the watch, like building a digital passport. There are a few vendors here, or offering a watch certificate with some kind of NFTs and blockchain. So that's really cool. If you have a few minutes to spare, go check it out. It's mostly startups, and you know, it helps really develop the watch industry. Let's have a look. Once you come into Watches and Wonders, you go all the way at the end of the hallway, and you find all the Richemont brands in some kind of a square. They're all sitting together. You have Jaeger here, Van Cleef on this side. But we're just going to start with IWC. IWC this year has been focusing on the Portugueser. It's definitely a Portugueser year, and has released an eternal calendar, which is actually a crazy complication with a moon phase correction of one time every 45 million years. The booth is absolutely crazy, and the music is made by Hans Zimmer, so let's check it out. And right now, after IWC, we're going to go into the booth of Jaeger-Lecoultre, which has been focusing this year on the duometer line. It's a total new revamp of the line. Last year was the crazy success of the Reverso with a skeleton chronograph. This year, the duometer hasn't disappointed. It's coming out with a very smooth design in red gold with a silver dial, and in platinum with a copper dial. And I can't wait to see the Helio tourbillon as well. Let's go in. While you're in Watches and Wonders, you need to take breaks in between watches. It's very important. You have a few restaurants like that that pretty much serve all the same food. During press days, like we were in yesterday, everything is free. Champagne, drinks, food, no line. Here, during public days, they charge you a hefty bill. Just for pasta and a few drinks, 72 Swiss francs. Quite expensive. You can do better Watches and Wonders. But yeah, we just had food here, and now we're just gonna continue towards Lange and Sohne. Let's go. Right now we are, I cannot hide it, in front of Lange and Sohne, which is celebrating its 30 years birthday, and they released for that occasion a datograph, which is also celebrating its 25th birthday. We're gonna check out the 50 pieces limited datograph Lumen tourbillon, worth 650,000. Let's go. Right now we are in front of Cartier, which I'm really excited about. I'm not really a Cartier guy. I always appreciated what they did, but I never had a piece that I really liked and enjoyed. But I kind of fell in love with the new Tortue Mono Pusher, a limited edition in platinum of only 200 pieces. They have also some historic pieces in there, and the booth is absolutely phenomenal. Let's check it out. We are in front of Vacheron Constantin, a very surprising release with the most complicated watch ever created and some crazy new overseas. We knew the overseas with the crazy blue dial. Now they released something with a subtle green. Let's go and check it out. We are right now inside Vacheron Constantin. We just checked out the most complicated watch ever created with 63 complications, and have a look at how the movement looks once you put all the complications together. You can just bring the panels. And this is how the watch looks. Insane, insane. All right, guys, this is the end of day 2. What a day and what a show. Today we were able to see incredible watches, incredible booth designs as well. Today I absolutely loved Lange with the Datograph Lumen Tourbillon, absolutely stunning. I fell in love with the Cartier Tortue Mono Pusher in platinum, incredible piece. Only 200 pieces limited, so it's going to be very hard to obtain, but that's something I want to try to get for my collection. Vacheron Constantin was surprising. It's not a brand that I necessarily foresee to collect, but this was absolutely incredible. I got to see the most complicated watch ever made with 63 complications, and it's going straight to the client after the show, so nobody else will be able to see it. And I hope you enjoy the footage of that watch or clock, like I say, because it's quite thick. Overall, over the 2 days, the vibe that I got is watch sizes are coming down a little bit. 38, 39 millimeter is really the sweet spot. A lot of brands are going that way. Denim is coming in with like Patek Philippe, which is insisting and pushing a little bit on that side, making it more of a streetwear kind of vibe. And of course, readaptation of classics like Jaeger-Lecoultre coming back with a duometer that is revamped with a little bit of a more modern and less aggressive design. We see, of course, the Cartier Tortue coming back, a classic of the brand. As well. It was absolutely fantastic, and of course Rolex, the 1908 collection was absolutely one of my favorite pieces in platinum with the ice blue. I hope you like it. I'm going to leave you with a few snippets of other booths that we were not able to really target and spend too much time on it, because I think there was a lot of things to see on the major brands and the brands that I like, at least that we find on this channel. I really hope you enjoy this Watches and Wonders experience of 2024. I'll see you next year. Cheers.